Okay, here we are. We're going to frame the end walls on this ski chalet type of a building. Okay, we'll frame the walls that close in the end of the triangle and put a window and door in. So the first thing is it's a little bit hard to access in here. So the floor has been started. The floor will extend all the way to the other end, but just for now, the floor has been started and brought out to here. And what I'm going to do, it's a little bit hard to reach in there. So I'm going to take this end unit and I'm going to slide it out of the way for now. Okay, so let's just let's back up here. Let's just kind of put it over there for now. Okay, you can see my gallery of shapes, and that kind of opens it up. It makes it a little bit easier for us to draw. You can see that the floor, when I do the floor here, it kind of comes in here. So basically, I'm just going to try and fix this here. Okay, get rid of that. Make that look a little bit better. Okay, and I'll do the same thing on the other end. So scroll in here, and I'm going to double click. Oh, sorry, it's already open. So take a pencil, and we're going to cut that angle back. So I grab that angle, and I take it back to that point there. Okay. All right, so that kind of fixes the floor. And now the next thing we'll do is we want to close in this shape. So to do this, we're going to do a bottom plate, and we're going to do, there's not really a top plate here because it's a triangle, but I'll do the bottom plate and kind of the side plates. Okay, we need those in place. So to accomplish that, I need my tape measure here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the existing shape here. So I'm going to draw a line 5.5 back. Okay, 5.5, because 5.5 is the size of a 2x6. Okay, so we're going to use 2x6 instead of 2x4. And then the other thing is to bring a line straight up here, 1.5, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, so we have those two lines to kind of guide us here. I'm going to take the pencil and I'm going to start drawing. So I'm going to give myself a line across there, and then I'm going to bring a line across here. You notice what I do when I use lines, I sort of take it out here to make sure that it's drawing a line, to make sure that that line is actually there, because sometimes you start drawing and it doesn't actually do the line. Take it over to this point here. Okay, then draw the next one there, and then the next one. To close out the shape, we go back here, and I click there. Okay, and that closes up the shape, and then take push-pull. Now it gets pushed over to the 5.5 inch mark, right? Okay, which is to here. So 5.5 inches. And that is the bottom plate. That's the bottom plate complete. So that's all done. Okay, so I have to group it. 1, 2, 3, and I make it a group. And now we're just going to do a similar process for the two side ones. Okay, so for the side ones, I'm going to come in here, and we need to go. Let me grab the tape measure. Okay, we're going to come over here. Let's see here. We're going to come over this way. I hope that's right. We'll find out in a second. So I'm coming over here 1.5 inches. And no, that didn't really do it. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Okay, that looks right. So that gives us a guide, and then we can take the pencil tool and we can start to draw. Okay. So let's see here. So I'm going to go out and come up to the tip here. And at the top here, you can just sort of, let me scroll in. Oh. Oh, it's a pain when it does that. Okay, and we'll go to there, and then we'll go back and we'll close out the shape right there. Okay, and then we're going to take that and we're going to push it through back to there and make that a group. 1, 2, 3. Make that a group. Okay, something happened right there. There's an extra, I think I drew an extra line in there somehow. There we go. Okay. All right, and then over to the other side. So on the other side, it's the same thing. So we need to strike off or mark off 1.5 inches. Oh, look at that. It defaulted to 1.5 inches. Perfect. Okay, now I can take my pencil and go in here. Drawing my lines. Now you see how this see how the top is going here, right? So I bring one of the pieces all the way through and I butt the other one into it like this. Okay, so they're just butted into each other, that's all. You don't have to try and draw, you don't have to have the same angle on both pieces. And back down to here like that. And then I take the push-pull tool and I give that a push all the way through. And do I have to fix anything here? I'm not sure. Let's see. So I'm going to triple click that. Yes, I do have to fix. Okay, so there's something I drew there that I shouldn't have. So first I'm going to make this a group. And then I'm going to open that group up. And I'm going to take the eraser tool and get rid of, I had an extra line there. There. Okay, perfect. Now that that's drawn, I think what I'm going to do is because the lines are a little bit hard to see here, because everything kind of blends together, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to color them. So let me take the paint bucket here. I'll do a search, and I'll do a search on wood. Okay, and I'll take a lighter color wood. And I'm just going to color those so that they stand out a little bit, like that. Okay, just so you can see what I've done here. Okay, so those are our plates. And now what we can do is we can start to put in everything. So basically, the first thing is, as for the window up top, you don't need a header up top. You don't need a header for that window at the top because you've got these rafters on either side that are kind of acting as headers. And so basically all you need is a line. I don't know how high, however high up you want to go here. There we go. Okay, however high up you want to go for this window, you can put it in like that. And then you just need to draw a second line. I'm going to draw a second line coming straight down. Okay, 1.5. And then I can take the line tool and I can go in here and I can start to draw these. Okay, so there's the first one. And now I'm going to draw the second one over here like so. Okay, and like that. And then I can push that through, and that gets pushed through to the same point as everything else. Okay, like that. Now here's an interesting fact. Let me let my computer catch up with me. There we go. So here's an interesting fact. You see how that's discolored? Okay, it's a darker blue than everything else. So it's darker than the white rafters. That's because it's inside out. And when I pushed it like that, it's inside out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3, right click, reverse faces, like that. Okay, so I just turned it right side out. That's all I did there. And then I can group that, 1, 2, 3, make it a group. And then I can color it. Okay, so wherever the colors are, like that, there we go. Okay, and now it's time to put in, studs and stuff for your doors. So wherever your doors and windows go, basically you're going to drop in studs, right? And so it's all up to you. It depends on what your dimensions are and where those doors and where those windows go and stuff like that. So you might want to, depending on the distances, you might want to put a common header in for the door and window. I don't know, but let's just start drawing stuff in. So all I'm going to do, I'm not really going to measure anything here. Okay, I'm just going to draw, like, let's say for example, how about there? No, I'm going to go over. I'm going to head over a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I'm heading over here, and I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in a king stud. Okay, so there's a line, and then I take my tape measure. Now you're going to measure all this stuff exactly where you want it to go. I'm putting it where I want it to go. Okay, remember to use the arrow keys. The arrow keys on my keyboard help keep me straight. If I'm having trouble keeping a line straight and on its axis, then I use that. So 1.5. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. 1.5. There we go. Okay, and now I can take the line tool and I can connect all these. Okay, and then depending on the width of your opening, so that's my king stud, right? So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, click it, make it a group, and then I need a trimmer beside it. So you need to know the height of your opening, however high your opening is going. Okay, and so I'm going to bring my opening up here. Standard door heights are 80 inches. Now to be honest with you, mine is, I didn't draw this to scale. I didn't draw it to size, so I'm not really measuring anything here. So I'm just going to go right about that high, and I'm going to call that door height, door and window height. Okay, right there. So if that's door and window height, then basically now I need to draw another stud in. And so where's this? Okay, now I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to come over. The width of your door is totally up to you. So door widths are usually, the exterior of a door on a building is usually about 3 feet wide. And again, I'm not measuring stuff here, so I'm just going to put it there. And then I'm going to draw another line that's 1.5 inches back, 1.5. And that gives me my studs. Okay, so now I can bring this up. I'm going to bring it right up to that point there. Okay, so those are basically my 2 king studs, and you notice that they go wherever they go. It doesn't have to look pretty because it's getting covered up. It's just it all depends on where you want the door opening and where you want the window opening. That's really all that matters. Okay, and so now I just put a header in, and I put all that other stuff in. Okay, so let's get going on that. So here I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to draw my headers and stuff. Okay, now for you, so I'm going to go 1.5 inches, 1.5. Okay, and back here I'm going to come up 1.5 like that, and we're actually going to do a triple. Okay, we're going to do 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and oh, hang on, my mouse is frozen. There we go. Yes. Okay, and then so from this line we're going to come up. We're going to come straight up, and let's do 7.25. No, let's do we'll do a 2x10. Okay, 9.25 as a header. Let's see where that takes us to. Okay, that's all right. And so get a line across there, and that allows me to then take a rectangle and go from here up to this point there. Okay, and I'm going to pull that across like that. So there's my door header. Okay, and so I'm going to replicate that on the inside. Okay, so there's that piece. 1, 2, 3. make it a group, and we're going to copy that over. We're going to copy it to there, and then we're going to copy it again. And then finally, let me put the trimmers in. So from here, I'm going to come out 1.5 for the thickness of the trimmer, and draw a box, and then lift that box up. Okay, and that becomes, there we go. And then group that, 1, 2, 3. Okay, make it a group, and then copy it over to the other side, like this. Okay, and so now that's our door opening. Okay, as I said, I didn't measure it. You'll measure it, and then what you're going to add up top here is you're going to be adding studs on the top. Okay, so tape measure. And come out 1.5, and then draw a stud in there, like that. And this gets taken up to the top. Okay, make it a group, and then copy it over. And when you copy it over, so you're copying this over, and I don't know how many times you're copying. It all depends on your 16-inch centers, because remember, these all have to be on the 16-inch centers. Okay, and you might have one, well, definitely I'm going to have one in here that needs to be angled. Okay, and so I come in here 1.5, and I take my pencil tool and start to draw. Okay, so I'm going to draw straight up. Should be a blue line. There we go, blue line. Over here, over here, over here, and then I push that back. Okay, I push that back to be the same as, I push that back to be in line with the other back of the other studs. And then I may even make that little piece a group. Okay, so make it a group. And okay, and so that's my door. But remember, these studs here, they have to be on your 16-inch centers, and I don't know where those are on yours. Okay, so you're going to start your 16-inch centers from down in the corner here. So you're starting here, and I want you to actually start right in the corner there. So you'll pull those out, go 15 1/4 to the edge of the first stud, just like laying out a regular wall, and then you send up all your studs from there. And as for the window, okay, so the window is going to be over here, somewhere over here. If it's the same size as your door, and if there's room for you to do this, you can always grab all this stuff, and let's see how this will work. Okay, you can grab this stuff, and I think there's a couple of headers in there that I have to add, this and that. Okay, so I've selected everything now. Now you can copy this whole thing. Okay, that's a rotate. Okay, I'm going to move and copy. I'm going to grab that trimmer too, don't I? I'm going to hold the shift key down and to grab that trimmer, and then I'm going to move it. So I'm going to click once. Yeah, I got everything. Okay, hit the option key, and I'm basically moving everything over. Okay, I got to stay true to my red axis there, and you can kind of place it if it places right up against it, or I don't know where it goes, but then you can just go in and you can kind of modify your studs. Okay, so you can, with something like this, you can get rid of those entirely. 1, 2, just get rid of those, and then just copy over from below. So I would take this one and I would copy it over like that. Okay, and then I would take something. Whoops. Then I would take one of these, and I would copy it over. Oh, I need my selection tool. There we go. Grab that. Option key. Okay, and then and so on and so on, and then this one would obviously, you'd have to cut that back, right? So you'd have to make a little cut here, and let's see if it'll push back for me. Maybe not. Let's see. Hang on. So I make a little cut there. 1, 2, and then give it a push. If it'll push for me, yes, it will. Okay, so I'm going to push it back to that point there. Okay, there. And with a window, so if that's a window, then basically you're going to start filling in the windowsill. Watch the other video about the windowsill. So it's just a piece of wood going across here. Okay, so a piece of wood across there with the little cripple studs. And listen, that is about it. Okay, so good luck.